I'm bigcal, and welcome to my world. Today, another recent video games pickups video, and the theme is PlayStation games. So, let's get started with the classic, the PlayStation 1. And if you hear any weird noises, there's drilling going on next door. Anyway, so the first game is abugslife. A 3D platformer. It's supposed to be really fun. Disney and Traveller's Tales, so, same companies at least that made Toy Story 2, which is the best platformer in my opinion on the PlayStation 1. So A Bug's Life, I'm not really familiar with the film. I think I've seen it in full once. It's fine, but the game, I love 3D platformers, and I actually got this from Music Magpie, which is kind of like another type of sex, but I think they're only online, and obviously you get pre-owned stuff nice and cheap. And they started, I noticed one day randomly they had a PS1 game, so I thought, I'll give it a try and see what shows up. And I've had this for months, and it came complete in box, so that's cool. The case, a little bit damaged, but with the PAL PS1 cases, getting them pristine is difficult because they break so bloody easily. Bugs Life, 3D platformer. I played the demo of it before and it's fine, pretty fun. So now I have the full game to play through. PlayStation 2 games now. I don't own the first or the second game in this series, but I bought the third one because it was £30. And it's again one of those games like, this is probably going to go up in price. And it has. I've owned it for maybe a month now and it's already gone up £15 on Sex that I got it from. And that is Ape Escape 3. And again, nice, complete in box. So I was very happy when it arrived. If it didn't come complete, I was just going to send it back, get a refund, whatever. But Ape Escape 3, I've always been very interested in the series. I've told stories about how, reading through the magazines back in the day, Ape Escape. I wanted Ape Escape, it looked amazing, but you needed a dual shock controller. And it wasn't until much later that I finally got one. But then I just never got the Ape Escape game. So I've only played bits of Ape Escape 1 on a demo disc, and it was fun, I enjoyed it, so I'm going to pick up Ape Escape 1 and 2 at some point, but for now, I have Ape Escape 3, and it's fun. Crazy story. Ape Escape's taking over TV and trying to hypnotise people or something. Story I guess doesn't matter. You're going around chasing monkeys with a net and you can stun them and things and use different weapons, different techniques to take down different monkeys. You might see from the footage I'm terrible at the game. I just couldn't seem to get it into my head, right, at this point do I use the analog stick or the face buttons? And I just kept instead of hitting or capturing a monkey, I would switch weapons by mistake. And then I was like, oh, what am I doing? No, the analog stick. But then I'd use the analog stick and I'd have the wrong thing selected. So it was funny. But Ape Escape. Very pleased to own the third one. Now for an action-y platformer style game. Kaya Dark Lineage. And again, complete in box, although the bottom little thing there for the booklet is broken. Whatever, it was cheap. And it's a 3D platformer with a lot of action, kind of like you would expect back from the PS2 era. I learnt about this one from watching Nitro Rad's review on it. Check out Nitro Rad's channel, it's awesome. He does lots of reviews on platformers, really good. It's not the best of 3D platformers, from that generation, but it's fun enough, and I'm going to kick out of that, so I picked it up. And now we have a PlayStation 2 game. Mini Ninja. I bought that, I think, for the Wii DIY gaming box a few months back. And I mentioned that it was a game that I always, have looked at and wanted to get and just never got around to it. But I was wrong. That was not the game that I was thinking of. The game I was thinking of was iNinja. So finally bought it. Completed box again. And, it's an action-y style 3D platformer where you go around as a ninja, slicing enemies apart, and you can run on walls and things like that. And very fun, very well remembered from what I've seen. So pretty cool to finally have the game that I actually wanted into my collection. PSP stuff. Firstly, we have UMD, Futurama, Bender's Big Score. This was part of the 4 Futurama films that they randomly did a number of years ago, when the series got cancelled, one of like the second or third time or something. Yeah, and it's just really fun. You got some time travel and things like that. It's Futurama. It's funny. I always like Futurama. So yeah, got the UMD for that. And Fired Up on the PSP. A game that I'd not heard of until... I'd say recently, but I've had this for months now again. Yeah, but I've not heard it until recently when I bought it. And it's kind of like... well, it's not quite a Twisted Metal style, but sort of in that vein with, vehicular combat and things like that. Driving around, guns, destroying things, and yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. So again, completed box. Oh, the game is still in my PSP, apparently. Which is crazy, because I haven't had my PSP out in a few months. Yeah. So, Fired Up. Somewhat forgotten game for the system. And lastly, no PS3 games, so I'm switching straight to the PlayStation 4. Firstly, with Infamous Second Son. Now, the Infamous games, you get to have crazy electric powers and things, and you go around like Emperor Palpatine. It's really, really fun. And also on the PS3. PS4 game, anyone with these sort of powers are considered bioterrorists or some nonsense, and you accidentally get imbued with the power. Yeah, so now you're on the run from the government and stuff. Haven't played too much of it just yet, just the first part where you get the powers and things and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Interesting enough, and yeah, it's a series that I've played bits and pieces of over the years because I own the first 2 on the PS3, I own this one now. It's a series that I really want to dive into and go through fully. Next is a game that I'm double dipping on. I got it on launch for the Switch, but now I've got the PS4 version as well. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Amazing kart racer, right up there as one of the best. And it's just fantastic that they got this awesome remake with tracks from the Nitro Crash Bandicoot racing game that came out on the PS2 and the Xbox and things like that. And I don't know if it got some tracks from Tag Team Racing or not. Yeah, all these tracks, all remastered, tons of new content, really, really fun. And the PS4 version, you also get like a retro track, so it looks like the original game. You get retro outfit for Crash and things like that, so you got the old PS1 looking model driving around in the PS4 era graphics. Load times are still insane. I've heard people, Switch version is terrible, the load times are crazy. Load times in this are insane. I've just got the regular PS4, so not a Pro version. A full minute to get into a race. I timed it, a full minute. Yeah, so, but once you get past the loading times, it is one of the best kart races ever. And a game that I've had since January. So, in December, I got into the Persona series with DIY Gaming Box, landed on PlayStation 4, bought Persona 5 Royal, gave it a try, loved it, played through the game, played through Persona 4 Golden on the PC in January, picked up a few other Persona games that month as well. Some will be shown off in a Nintendo video. I don't know if it's going to be posted before or after this. Yeah, I don't know. But this one, PS4, is Persona Strikers. So, yeah, Persona 5 Strikers specifically. And it's a Warriors game, essentially, but with Persona. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Warriors games. I've tried to play them, and I just never liked them. However, I gave this a try, and it's fun. It's really, really, really good at incorporating what made Persona 5 so good, while having the hack and slash action of the Warriors games that feels a lot better than some of the previous ones that I had tried. The ones I tried, the combat felt slow and sluggish and I just never liked it. It's a lot speedier now, especially with the Persona. You can still access your magic abilities through Personas and things while in action, essentially an action RPG style game. Really fun, and it's a sequel to the Persona 5 main game as well, so yeah, played through a few hours of this. Definitely going to have to complete it at some point to get the rest of the story. Lastly, I got this because it was cheap and on offer, and that is the Mafia Trilogy. Yes, so you get the first Mafia game, the remake, the definitive edition, which is fantastic, looks and plays amazingly well, and it's got a really, really good story. Someone I know was playing it recently and they hated it because there's nothing to do in between the missions. I was like, yeah, that's not a thing that anyone was ever promised. If you go into the game expecting it to be GTA, that's your fault. It is not that. It is mainly a story-based game. There is practically nothing to do other than I think you can be a taxi in the open world bit. It's the story and the gameplay. The gameplay, yeah, it can get repetitive going around shooting things, but yeah, it's fun. The story's the main driving point. Really, really good. Then you have Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, which was just kind of a remaster of the second game, which was the first one I played and loved. Still my favourite. Again, the story's the driving point. There's very, very, very little to do outside of the story. Yeah, so again, if you go into these games thinking GTA, that's on you. And then Mafia 3, it's the game that I want to play because I heard again the story is fantastic. I have it on PC and it's unplayable. It is so buggy and just I can't get past certain points in the game. It's just that bad. So I was hoping the console version would be better. I've played a little bit of it, and yet so far it's been fine. But again, the same person that played through Mafia 1 and 2 and didn't like them. It's like, okay, Mafia 3 now, see what this likes, bigger, newer, more stuff to do with the open world. He was playing it on PS4 as well, or PS5 maybe even, and yeah, lots and lots and lots of bugs and glitches still, so yay, not looking forward to that. But I want to play through for the story, but the game's so buggy and glitchy, and they haven't fixed it. Gits. Yeah. So, anyway, nice stack of PlayStation games. So, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my pickups. Let me know what you've bought recently for PlayStation systems, and I'll see you again next time.